quick response to TheModernMystic on inflation, money supply, MMT, that kind of stuff. I guess there are a couple of definitions of inflation. If you ask the man on the street, he's going to talk about his savings losing value and price rises. Price inflation, I guess, is the term for that, as measured by things like the CPI and the RPI. And then there's inflation of the money supply proper. And those are two different things. As you say, if the money supply increasing, if goods and services are increasing, it's not an issue. That's fine. It's when the money supply increases faster than the goods and services that we get price inflation. Now, the MMT people, they split. The normal view, the conventional view, is government collects taxes, government spends taxes. But the MMT people say, well, hang on a minute, the state doesn't need the tax. The state can create an unlimited amount of money because it's the state. So these two things don't really fit together, so they divorce them. Now, in some ways, I think it's just a different way of looking at it. If you're running a balanced budget, the two views are the same. You collect the tax, you destroy the tax, and you spend the same amount as the tax that you collected. Okay, so in that situation, it's identical to the conventional view. It's no different. The difference comes when the state spends more than the tax is collected. Now, okay, going back to what we talked about a minute ago, they would say, well, it doesn't matter. They would say it depends what the state spends the money on. Because it's okay, we know that it's okay for the money supply to grow, provided that goods and services grow. So if the state spends the money on things that directly, or maybe in the future, increase the goods and services in the economy, then that's not a problem. Okay. Here's the thing though. Horizontal money creation, how most of the money in the economy is created. Horizontal money creation, loans, have inbuilt market discipline. The person that makes the loan does a risk assessment. If they don't do that well, they will lose money. The person taking the loan secures the loan against an asset, like a mortgage is secured against your property, or a business loan against future cash flows, and it needs to be paid back. So there's market discipline there. Now, if the state starts creating money, where's the market discipline? There isn't any. If the state spends the money wisely in such a way that goods and services are increased, that's all well and good. But who's to say they will? If they fritter that money away, they're going to spend in the hope of creating goods and services. But who's to say they will? There's no checks and balances here at all. And having looked at the MMT people a little bit, I kind of get the feeling that this whole thing is just about creating a rationale to allow the state to go and spend a whole load of money. And knowing governments, it won't end up in goods and services. Some of it will, but an awful lot of it won't. It will be hot money, and it will result in price inflation. Okay, have a good one.